Christians are one of the most persecuted groups in the world today, with millions facing discrimination, violence, and even death because of their faith. This phenomenon is not limited to any particular region or country, but is a global issue that affects Christians from diverse backgrounds and cultures. Despite the fact that Christianity is one of the largest and most widespread religions in the world, Christians continue to face intense persecution, often at the hands of governments, extremist groups, and societal norms. One of the primary reasons for the persecution of Christians is the growing trend of secularism and intolerance towards religious minorities. In many parts of the world, there is a growing sense of hostility towards Christianity, with many people viewing it as a relic of the past or a threat to modern values. This has led to a rise in anti-Christian sentiment, with many Christians facing discrimination, harassment, and violence in their daily lives. For example, in some countries, Christians are not allowed to build churches or worship openly, while in others, they are subjected to forced conversions, abduction, and even murder. Another reason for the persecution of Christians is the rise of extremist groups such as ISIS and Boko Haram, which have specifically targeted Christian communities in their quest for power and domination. These groups view Christians as infidels and enemies of their ideology, and have carried out brutal attacks on Christian villages, churches, and communities. In Nigeria, for example, Boko Haram has kidnapped hundreds of Christian girls and women, forcing them to convert to Islam and marry their captors. Similarly, in Iraq and Syria, ISIS has destroyed countless Christian churches, monasteries, and historical sites, seeking to erase the Christian presence from the region. The persecution of Christians is also fueled by government policies and laws that discriminate against religious minorities. In some countries, Christians are denied basic rights and freedoms such as the right to worship, assemble, and express their faith. For example, in China, the government has implemented strict controls on Christian worship, forcing many churches to go underground or risk arrest and persecution. In North Korea, Christians are subjected to forced labor, imprisonment, and even execution for their faith, with the government viewing Christianity as a threat to its authoritarian rule. Furthermore, the persecution of Christians is often fueled by societal norms and cultural values that are hostile to Christianity. In some parts of the world, Christianity is viewed as a Western import or a colonial relic, and is therefore seen as a threat to traditional values and customs. For example, in some African countries, Christians are accused of being agents of Western imperialism and are subjected to harassment and violence as a result. In other parts of the world, such as the Middle East, Christianity is viewed as a minority faith that is inferior to Islam and is therefore subjected to discrimination and persecution. The consequences of Christian persecution are far-reaching and devastating. Many Christians have been forced to flee their homes and countries, seeking refuge in other parts of the world. Others have been killed, injured, or traumatized by violence and persecution. The persecution of Christians has also had a profound impact on the global church, with many Christian communities facing extinction or marginalization. Furthermore, persecution of Christians has undermined the principles of religious freedom and human rights, which are fundamental to the dignity and well-being of all people. In conclusion, the persecution of Christians is a complex and multifaceted issue that requires a comprehensive and sustained response. It is fueled by a range of factors, including secularism, extremism, government policies, and societal norms. The consequences of Christian persecution are devastating, with millions of Christians facing discrimination, violence, and death because of their faith. As a global community, it is essential that we recognize the gravity of this issue and take concrete steps to address it, including advocating for religious freedom, supporting persecuted Christians, and promoting tolerance and understanding towards all faiths. Only by working together can we ensure that Christians, and all people of faith, are able to worship and live without fear of persecution or reprisal.